y'all, it's Jen and I'm going to do another book review today. Yay! I haven't done a book review in so long and I miss it so much, and I've been reading, but I've been reading a lot of books at once and I've only gotten through one. The book I will be reviewing today is Priestess of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Now, she also wrote Mists of Avalon, which I also read, and I have a description, well, I have a link below to that. This book is following Helena, our main character, who goes to Avalon when she's a kid to be trained in the mysteries, and then when she's around 20 years old, she marries Constantinius, and he is a Roman, and she goes off with him. He's a soldier, and she goes off with him and has a kid who's supposed to be this huge prophecy kid. I really had a tug of war with this book. It made me think a lot, but also I didn't particularly like it. It's not one of my favorites, but it did make me actually think. There were a lot of feminist tones in this book. Helena, or Ellen, also as she's called, she grew up in Avalon for the first 20 years of her life, and so she learned that females are important, and they know things, and they know how to do things, and they can take care of themselves. And so when she marries Constantinius and goes off into the Roman Empire, she still does stuff for herself, and she still is very independent, even though, you know, all the women around her and everything, of course, are subordinate to their husbands. She's not, you know, it's kind of an equal relationship with that. I enjoyed at the end that it ended up being, at the beginning it was all women, and then she went off with men for a while, and then at the end it went back to kind of all women, kind of going back, as she said, into the womb. And I don't want to give too many spoilers, so you'll have to read about that. I really like the tone religious tolerance. I really like religious tolerance. I really enjoyed that idea, and I wish everyone practiced it. And Helena does. She believes in her own things. She was brought up on Avalon, which is, you know, the mysteries of, you know, kind of a Celtic paganism, but she sees validity in every religion, and she sees that they all can lead to the truth. You can, you know, be whatever religion you want to be, and there are people in those religions that are good, and so it shouldn't matter what religion you have, that, you know, it shouldn't matter. I love how this is kind of a historical fiction, and how it has Constantine in it, who actually was a ruler of the empire at one point. I do enjoy that bit. I know a lot of the facts are skewed and, you know, whatever, because it is still a fiction, but I kind of enjoy learning some of the stuff, and then I like looking it up later and seeing if it's actually real. Helena was very much into the political side of it, because her husband was a soldier and he went up to the highest ranks, and then her son, you know, became emperor, and so she was really in it, and she knew all the things, and that was very, very cool to see. The characters were very developed. Helena was a very developed character. Well, you learned, you know, more about her throughout the book, and she learned more about herself and everything throughout the book, and she changed, and she went from the maiden to the mother to the crone kind of thing, you know, the three phases of being a woman and everything, and it's wonderful, and, you know, you learn so much about her. And Constantine, also her son, is very well developed. You know, you learn from being a kid that he loves to build things, and then it makes sense when he's older that he, you know, is building Constantinople and all these churches and everything, and that's really cool. Very human, you know, none of them are perfect. Helena's definitely not perfect. You know, none of them are perfect, and that's perfectly okay. You understand where Helena is coming from. Pretty much from everything she says, at least to me, I understood that. I understood why she was doing it, and I was okay with it. A couple things that I really didn't like about the book was it was kind of drawn out. Again, you know, you go through a whole day of a person and everything and whatnot, and sometimes that can be boring. The names and the places were very hard to remembering everybody's name and who they were related to and how their personalities were really hard, and then the places she went to were hard. Even though they gave you a map in the book, it was still hard. Like, some of the places I couldn't find on the map. Also, I thought it was going to be more of a love story between her and Constantinus. I thought since she had left, you know, Avalon for him, I thought they might have a little bit more love connection there, and they, you know, and they did. I mean, they haven't had a love connection, but it wasn't quite as much as I thought it would be, and it was more of a political story, and then more about her son, I guess, than anything else, which, you know, was fine by me. I would recommend this book to anybody who has ever read Mists of Avalon, I think, and liked it. I think you would like this book. It's very similar. I would also recommend it to anybody who likes political fiction, anything relating, you know, religions, religious tolerance, even, you know, paganism, Celtic paganism, Christianity even. You learn a lot about Christianity and how it came to be, and how Helena helped with that, and building churches all over. It's not really a teen book. It's not really a YA fiction that I would just, you know, read. This is kind of more political, more, I guess, not if you're older. You can read it at whatever age. There's no age for this book. But I think if I had read this when I was 14, I would have been bored. So, yeah, this is a really good book. It really made me think, but it wasn't one of my favorites, and I'm not gonna, you know, put it on my favorite shelf. But, yeah, so I will see you guys on Thursday for another video. I can't wait to see you then. Alright, bye!